Sometimes you are given two similar items that you are comparing. When this happens, you're usually trying to determine which one is the better value, the better purchase, or just the preferred item. Here are a couple of examples showing how to compare two similar items. A car travels 350 miles on 10 gallons of gas. A hybrid car travels 450 miles on 8 gallons of gas. Find the miles per gallon, the MPG, for the car. So we know that the car travels 350 miles on 10 gallons of gas. So divide by 10 gallons. And now you just do this simple arithmetic of 350 divided by 10, which is going to give you 35 miles per gallon. But you can write it in the more normal terms that we're used to. We can just say 35 mpg. There you go. Next, we're going to find the miles per gallon for the hybrid. So again, 450 miles on 8 gallons. So 450 miles on 8 gallons. And again, we just do the arithmetic. 450 divided by 8, which is going to give us 56.25. And we can just go straight to what we're used to. We can just say that this is just miles per gallon there. So we've figured out two things, or figured out something between these two things, these two vehicles, and we can answer the question, which car is more efficient, the regular car or the hybrid car? And we can see that the hybrid gets much better fuel efficiency per gallon of gas. So which one's more efficient? Obviously, the hybrid. Now, if gas costs $3.60 per gallon, how much would it cost to drive each car 600 miles? Now this one could take a little bit more work, but it's again not too difficult. So I'm going to start off with the regular car, not the hybrid. And I know that we're going to be traveling 600 miles because it says so in the question. So 600 miles. And I know from my question above that I get 35 miles per gallon. So 35 miles per gallon. So if I were to do the math here, I know that the unit of measure, miles, cancels out. And I'm going to be left with 600 divided by 35, which is not going to be a nice decimal, but I can just go to, I don't know, about 4 decimal places. And I'm going to get 17.1428 gallons. And I have gallons there because I didn't cancel out the unit measure of miles like I did here. I'm left with gallons, so I should have 17.1428 gallons. Now that's how many gallons I'm going to use over the course of 600 miles. So how much is it going to cost me? Well, I'm going to take the cost of the gas, which is $3.60, and I am going to multiply it by 17.1428. Well, I guess I should be a little bit more consistent with this since I'm using unit of measure. So 360 per gallon times 17.1428 gallons. So essentially this is a fraction here with a gallon in the bottom and a gallon up top, which means that they will both cancel out. And then I just do the 360 times the 17.1428. And since we're dealing with money, you should always round to the second decimal place unless told otherwise, which we were going to give us $61.71. So that's how much it would cost to drive 600 miles in a regular vehicle, or a regular vehicle in this example. Now let's do it again, except this time with the hybrid. So again, I know I'm going to be traveling 600 miles, because that's what it says in the question. But this time I know my miles per gallon is going to be 56.25 miles per gallon. And again, the miles will cancel out, the unit measure is gone, leaving me with just 600 over 56.25, which is going to give me 10.66, well, 6 repeating gallons. Again, I'm just going to go to 4 decimals. I think that's just the best to do. That should be a 7. And so I'm going to now do the same thing I did before. I'm going to multiply my cost, $3.60 per gallon, times the amount of gallons I'm going to use, which is 10.6667 gallons. Fix that there. There we go. And again, the gallons are going to cancel out like so. And so I'm just going to multiply the amount, and again, round to 2 decimal places, which is going to give me $38.40. So that's how much it would cost to drive 600 miles in the hybrid. So again, you can see, not that we didn't already know, but this just confirms it, that the hybrid is the superior option for fuel efficiency. Let's try a different example here. A pack of 6 light bulbs costs $18 and each bulb lasts for 800 hours. A 2-pack of energy efficient bulbs costs $24 and each bulb lasts for 4,000 hours. So find the cost per hour of use for each bulb in the regular pack, so the regular light bulbs. So I know that they cost $18 and there are 6 bulbs in a pack. So when I do the math here, I'm just going to do 18 over 6, which is just going to give me $3 per bulb. Not too bad, very easy. But what's the cost per hour of use? Well, we have to do some more conversions here. So I know that it is $3 per bulb. And I know that it is 800 hours for bulbs. So 800 hours per bulb, because that's what it says. Each bulb lasts 800 hours. Well, I can see here that the bulbs cancel out, like so. So I'm going to do 3 divided by 800, and the cost is going to end up giving me, and I can't really round to 2 decimal places because it goes much further than that, so we're going to go a little bit further. We're going to get 0.00375 per hour. So that's how much it's going to cost per hour of use for each bulb. Less than a penny. But that's what it is. Let's do it again for the energy efficient bulb. Again, we have the bulbs that cost $24, and there are 2 bulbs in each pack. Very simple and easy, just 24 over 2. That's going to give me, let's see here, $2. Nope, sorry, $12. Got that wrong. $12 per bulb. Again, not too bad. A little more expensive than the last one. But what is it per cost per hour? Well, I'm going to take the cost, which is just $12 a bulb, and make that look a little bit better here. $12 per bulb, but it's 4,000 hours per bulb. And again, the bulbs unit of measure cancel out, so I'm just going to do 12 over 4,000, and this is going to give me again something that's less than a penny, so it's going to be 0.003 dollars per hour. So definitely a bit cheaper than the regular bulbs. So obviously it goes to the question, which type of bulb has the better value in terms of cost per hour? In terms of cost per hour, it is going to be the energy efficient bulb. So energy efficient. Those are the better value. So let's answer a question about it. If you need 2,400 hours of light, how many regular bulbs would you need to buy? Well, 2,400 hours of light is what I need. And I'm going with the regular bulbs, which is 800 hours per bulb, just like what I have back up here, 800 hours per bulb, so 800 hours per bulb. And here, the hours are going to cancel out, and that's going to leave me with 2,400 over 8, which will be 3 bulbs. So how many bulbs would you need? Regular bulbs would you need to buy? You need to buy 3 regular bulbs to get 2,400 hours. Make sure I have that before I stop it. There we go. And that is how you would compare two similar items depending on what's asked of you.